Hey everyone, I'm Shibby, and you all know Julie.
Hey, what's up guys?
And we are here at the MLG headquarters, ready to bring you the top 5 things to look out for in Columbus this season.
Yep, that's right, so let's get it started. Coming in at number 5 are 2 teams who came through the Dallas Open bracket undefeated and continue to do really well in the respective pools. Those 2 teams are Seoul and Swagger Like Us.
Seoul came in as the 17th seed and ended up getting 5th place overall by the end of the event. Seoul, which is comprised of members like A Really Good Noob, Break, Formal, and Blaze, went into Pool A against teams like Final Boss and Impact, but ended up getting out of the pools with a 3-1 win-loss record. So that's even more impressive when you consider that they beat teams like Impact, who ended up getting 2nd place overall at the event. Going into Columbus, they will be replacing A Really Good Noob with Goofy, and it'll be interesting to see how the 2010 Matador Bold player will contribute to the team.
Yeah, definitely a lot of team changes coming out of Dallas and into Columbus. Seems to be a little bit of a theme during this offseason. So we also can't overlook Team Swagger Like Us either. Now in Dallas, team members Thrust, Dursky, Royal, and Arcanum winded up getting 8th place at the event. Now you may think, okay, 8th place, not that great, but you gotta give them credit. They took down teams Invictus and Second Nature. They 3-0'd both of them. And they even took on Status Quo to Game 5, coming out of pool play, and they were ready to take down any teams who went up against them in the losers bracket, including Hype Team Triggers Down after being down 2-0 in the series. That, my friends, is very impressive. So even though their run was stopped short by Team Warriors, definitely look for them to improve with the replacement of Dursky for old school veteran Soldier 187.
One of everyone's favorite matches from the Dallas tournament was Final Boss versus Warriors. That series was amazing, and for good reason. Strong side, Elamite Warrior, Robbie B, and Snakebite, they finished their pool with a 3-1 record, and that only loss came about by only 5 kills. From the start of the tournament, these guys were on fire, defeating every team who stood in their way, including teams like Final Boss and Instinct. Since they're keeping the same roster coming into Columbus, you can expect them to outdo their 4th place finish in Dallas. And you can be sure that they're going to give us some pretty exciting matches too.
Absolutely. 4th place, they have nowhere to go but up. Yeah. Hopefully.
Hopefully, yes.
Okay, we're already at number 3, Shibs.
Woo!
Number 3.
Moving right along.
All right, so this spot, the number 3 coveted spot, belongs to Team Impact. Made up of the Combine veterans, Amish Acorns, Adrenaline, and Lethal, plus the addition of the slaying powerhouse himself, Neighbor, also known as Neighbor and the Combine Kids. They picked up right where they left off at the Halo Reach exhibition tournament that happened at the championships last year. So let's fast forward, we're in Dallas, and they completely surprised everyone with the first match of the tournament. They took down the number 1 seeded team Final Boss in a 3-0 sweep. They continued to steamroll through their pool play group, only dropping 1 series in a close game number 5 out of pool play and into the winner's bracket. They continued to shine in the winner's bracket round 1 match against Believe the Hype and looked to take it all, but they just couldn't get past Status Quo. Nobody could. Status Quo was amazing in Dallas, but after dropping into the losers bracket finals, they made short work out of Believe the Hype again to meet Status Quo in the finals. Now, even though they put up a really good fight, Status Quo was just too strong. They were too tight, too well practiced, and Team Impact ended up getting 2nd place. Now, coming into Columbus, they replaced Neighbor with APG. So if their team chemistry is right, we should definitely expect to see another winner's bracket run with this team. These guys are sick.
And coming in at number 2, we have a team that needs no introduction. It's Status Quo. These guys were our Halo 3 runner-up national champions, but they were crowned winner at our first Halo Reach competition in Dallas. Coming out of their pool in 1st place with a 3-1 record, Status Quo was set from the start to take down all opposing teams. They took down teams like Believe the Hype and Impact in the winner's bracket and finished off Impact once again in the championship match. Flamesword, Ace, Assault, and Enable will be sticking together for Columbus, so you can be sure that they plan on using their superior teamwork to get 2 first-place finishes in a row.
Moving on to the number 1 thing to look for in Columbus is just a little something that people are calling the God Squad. You may have heard of them. They're kind of a big deal. So after Dallas, Final Boss had a huge changeup in their roster. People pretty much saw it coming. Ogre 2 and Pistola went their way, while Fear itself and Victory X went their own way. Now you would think that Ogre 2, he's the last remaining founding member of Final Boss. Final Boss and the Ogre Brothers, these names are synonymous, and all of a sudden Ogre 2 decides to leave. Now, you would have pretty good reason to leave, and it all made sense when you look at Team Instinct, who are disappointed in their placing and look to rebound in Columbus. So what happens when you take the 2 best members from Final Boss, Ogre 2 and Pistola, and you combine them with the 2 best members of Instinct, Roy and Lunchbox? You get the new Team Instinct, aka the God Squad. These are journeymen, these are seasoned players, these are guys that when they get up on the main stage, there are no main stage jitters. These guys have seen it, they've done it, they've got championships and titles under their belt. I cannot wait to see what the God Squad brings to Columbus.
That's right, Julie. These guys are the #1 hype team coming into the tournament, and if online results show anything, expect these guys to show up on fire. With the natural chemistry between each player, they're able to take down any opponent that stands in the way. And you know what? And the rumor has it that teams before this event here at Columbus were rearranging to try to specifically beat this lineup.
Now, don't worry, you T-Squared, TOTS, Victory X, and Fear Itself fans out there. So T-Squared decided to join up with some old teammates, that's legit and nated, and they also picked up Combine veteran A Really Good Noob for Team Straight Rippin', so that took care of them. Now, Fear Itself and Victory X picked up TOTS and also Ninja, who was totally dominating throughout the Dallas tournament. So the 4 of them are going to be known as the new Final Boss.
You know, and all of these things are going to make for an excellent and exciting Columbus event for both the pros and the viewers at home.
Absolutely. I can already feel that Columbus is going to be great. I mean, it's always a great event. We always have a good time in Columbus. Yep. Everyone shows up for the event. It's well attended. And there's some great gamers that come out of Columbus.
I love, you know, Columbus is my hometown. I always have a blast there.
What's in the water? What makes you guys so good?
Just Halo excellence.
Halo excellence. I love it. So guys, we're also making vast improvements all around the broadcast, and we're going to be watching some really, really great Halo. So I hope you're ready for it. That's going to do it for us. We will see you guys throughout the weekend in Columbus. On behalf of Shibby, I'm Julie Alexandria. We'll see you later.